We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome to These Unprecedented Gays, featuring Joe Granelli and Paul Smith. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and review wherever you stream your podcasts. Check us out on Instagram at tugayspod and email us at tugayspod@yahoo.com. We hope you enjoy.
Candy's always applicable.
Yeah.
I'm Candy Muse.
No, never applicable. I feel like I saw Candy Muse in the audience of the movie.
I did too! Like standing over on the side.
And then I was like, how did you afford this?
Shouldn't you be standing in VIP somewhere by yourself?
Because in the, not the background, what the fuck is it called? Audience, there were like, I kept seeing who I thought were celebrities.
Right.
Been, yeah.
And I was like,
There were some. Especially in the LA ones.
Like when I looked to you and you were like, is that Lil Nas X? And I was like, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Tell the audience what you're talking about.
Well,
Renaissance.
We should like introduce ourselves first.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So, I'm Paul.
And I'm Joe.
And we're These Unprecedented Gays.
We will be, and we forever are.
And we just got back from seeing Renaissance, a film by Beyonce.
Is that the real title?
It is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No,
it's
it's
not.
not.
Justin Renaissance.
It's legitimately. Is it Renaissance
colon
Yeah.
colon a film by Beyonce?
I thought it was just called Renaissance.
No.
Oh. Or as they would say back in the day, Renaissance.
That was so good.
It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Like, I must say, I was very surprised. I thought it was going to be like Taylor's Era's concert film where it's just her over the 3 days. But like, it was really nice to see all the back stage stuff. And I hadn't seen the concert like Nick had.
Oh, yeah, I loved it.
So I love the
live
fact
it.
that she used all these robotics and graphics and everything.
I thought the robots were
yeah.
really cool, and I was like,
Yeah.
imagine you're an electrical and a mechanical engineer, and you're like, what do you do for your work? And it was like, I'm making a robot for Beyonce.
I would make a robot arm that clacks a fan and
Right.
Beyonce's Renaissance
And
tour.
just think how they said they'd have three for like so the next
They have
city and
three
the next city.
stages.
Plus they
Stages.
have redundancies, so they
Right.
probably have up to 5 stages.
Oh, I'm
so,
sure.
So think of that like blow up of her going like this with how they have
With the
5
fingers,
blow
yeah.
up fingers of Beyonce.
That's
I just
so
like,
crazy
I want to
to me.
know, because she listed off how many like individual roles take part in the production, and it was like, she kept going, and it was like, oh my god. It's like when Whitney Houston was thanking, it's like, shit, Latina, Romina, Rita, Oblita, Chapal, or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but I was like, oh my god. And so they're like, I want to know how much it costs to like put on the tour.
Oh, I'm
if
sure.
that makes
It's
sense.
like-
Can you imagine like just the work of designing it all?
Yeah.
Oh,
Setting
they
it up
showed us.
somewhere
She
to
said it was
rehearse
4
it?
years in the making.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And
then-
what she had said is that while one is while she's performing, being performed, while she's doing the show, another one is en route to be built.
Right.
And I was like, Jesus
Oh, wow.
Christ.
At the next day. Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, just the amount of costumes in this show was ridiculous. The fashion was
Yeah,
out
she
of
didn't
this
repeat
world.
outfits, and it was basically a huge screen, and I don't even know the dimensions of this thing. It would like a football field. It felt
was
like
girthy.
right? The screen was thick. But yeah, what I thought, and I don't want to say I didn't enjoy it, but I think Nick sold it as a behind the scenes. So I thought it was going to be all behind the scenes because then it was
all I did was redo the description on the AMC.
you said behind the scenes, and I was like, oh,
culpability he adds to that.
Jesus.
Nick sold this as he's like
Beyonce.
looking for
That
a
should
fight
be
right
enough.
now.
I know.
I'm just saying what I was told, and I thought it was really cool. I think I took away that I have more respect for her in this most recent album because when it came out, I was kind of like, I'm not really cool. It was a meh album, but I feel like after seeing this kind of more information of why she did a lot of the stuff that she did, I was like, I can appreciate it more. And again, those costumes,
I was really impressed by the choreography and the fact that she had to be in certain spots
Yes.
for a bit, and like things were going to happen. Like when they had the frames on the robot arms, she had to be in a certain spot so she didn't get hit.
Right.
Doing the choreography with it, and the fact that the choreography was done so well.
Right.
And then also like towards the end where she was on this little platform.
Yeah.
Like being off like a couple of inches would have been like the worst for her because it was so small for her to get up there.
And I think the cool thing about just seeing the more behind the scenes part is like she didn't like try to hide the crew, and she said that she actually wanted to accentuate the crew. But like I always see those kinds of things and I'm like, safety. Like, bitch, you on a giant horse, you better have like a hook in thing. Yeah. And like you do, but the way that they design it to where you can't see it because it's part of the costume, it's just like there's so much that like as a audience member you don't even think about. Yeah. And I wouldn't even have understood or even like had that ability to think about that kind
I was
of
also very like, because I love the fact that like hey, Baxter liked it too. I did love the fact that a lot of the dancers I knew from other stuff. So like there were a bunch of ones from Legendary, like Honey Balenciaga, and then you had Lay Twins there, who I love, and I'm just like, okay, that was awesome. So go out and see Renaissance, a film by Beyonce.
I felt validated inviting Paul to this because he was dancing.
And I was singing.
And I was like...
I was really wanting them. I will say, though, like, and I said this on the way back, but, like, Crazy in Love, and if you are a listener and you feel the same way, please let us know. But, like, Crazy in Love, when you hear the introduction to that, it's just, like, wherever I am, like, if I'm listening to it on the street, it becomes my runway. And I will strut like no one's business. And I'm just like, yes. And I feel so, like... empowered.
I was very happy because like when I got back from the bathroom and had a bathroom break went like during one of the behind the scenes stuff, but when I came back it was like Savage and I was like, I'm making the stallion.
Fat girl. And there was so much twerking. I'm like, get it, clap them cheeks, girl.
So anyway, so that was one thing we did this week. What else did you do this week?
Well, we also went to Bath and Body Works.
Yeah, we also because they had their $9.95 3-wick candle sale. If you want to sponsor us, Bath and Body Works,
I would listen. If we need to make that happen, I would be 100% okay with that. Although I think I was saying this as we left. It seems like they didn't have their full selection of smells.
Well, they'd be a great sponsor because a lot of times people don't even know the products that they're sponsoring, but
we do. 100%. And it's so funny you say that because we were in line and I was like, because I think you were saying, Paul, that they like will discontinue some smells, and I was like, yes, I know, because my favorite smell was from 2015. It was A Night in New York, and I'm like, I will remember it to this day. It was like a black tie event in New York. But no, so my week, I mean, it's been a minute since we've seen each other. We had a holiday, the day of thanks. And so I flew home on actually the day of Thanksgiving. And this was the first time I've actually flown on Thanksgiving to go home. I will recommend that as a travel day to anybody. It was a little congested leaving, but when I got into the airport, there was nobody there. And like, it was super breezy, super easy. And then on the way back on Sunday, there was nobody. Oh, like my mom dropped me off. Yeah, my mom dropped me off at San Francisco airport. And I was emotionally and like physically prepared to be in line and all that kind of stuff. I walk up to the check-in and it took me 14 seconds to check in and get through security. And I was like, well, I have nothing to do now. Okay. But Thanksgiving was good. It's nice to see family. Got to spend time with all my cousins. And then I went to a Friendsgiving. I had 4 Thanksgivings this year.
Oh my God.
I know. I'm done. So I'm glad Thanksgiving's over, but because we had Andrew Davis's Friendsgiving, we had a little mini Friendsgiving. I had actual Thanksgiving, and then I went to my other Friendsgiving while I was back home.
You look a little heavier, but then I thought, well, he's wearing a puffy jacket.
Yeah, I'm hiding my holiday weight. I'm eating for 2. Surprise, everybody. Surprise, surprise.
I just thought it couldn't happen.
We've been trying for so long.
Practice.
I know. So on the Friendsgiving, it was fun. It was funny because it was all couples, and then me and my friend Caitlin were individually in relationships, but not with each other. So after the meal was served, we did games, and they had like a newlywed game. and me and Caitlin were paired up as newlyweds, and we were like, I don't know anything about you. Like, if your partner, one of the questions was, what is your least favorite dish your partner has ever cooked? And I was like, bitch, I don't know what the fuck you cook. And like, what was your least favorite meal? And I put everything, because like, you know, but it was fun to do that, to kind of like play along. And then I came back, and then I think another noteworthy thing is Nick had his like work holiday party, and it was at pizza kitchen thingamajig. I don't know. Okay. It was downtown near Gaslamp, and the pizza was really good. The God, I don't know. It was like basic pizza, and the pizza was not basic. They had like a sweet sausage pizza, and they're big. And it's thin crust.
Did you get? So you had a large Italian sausage.
I did. It was sweet. And I had a what's it called? What's the one where it's just like the cheese
margarita?
Thank you. You're more Italian than me. And it was really cool just to kind of see like Nick's like not coworkers, but just like the people that he like works around.
Well, yeah, it's interesting because like you're all a bunch of independent people, but you network together and have to kind of know each other. Do you know a lot of the people in the area?
Yeah, I know all of them for the most part, and but we don't get together very often, so it's fun. We weren't planning on spending the whole time there, but then it actually ended up being fun. And so we stayed.
He had a bottle of champagne, that's why.
I had a bottle of champagne.
He was like, glass. And I was like, and then there was a guy towards the end, he's like, oh, like, let's do shots. And I was like, Nick is done for the evening.
So when I asked, were there any lampshade moments, there really was. But it was
well, and I didn't, so what, okay, well, I didn't know what that meant. Like, because Christmas story, I remember the lampshade being delivered.
It used to be like people would get really drunk at parties and put a lampshade on their head being ridiculous.
Well, no, they were. People were pretty tame. I think for the most part, there wasn't any like.
Nobody got together.
No.
Oh, that you know of.
The only thing that's happened before is not from an event, because we're like basically we sign a document that says if we're obnoxious, then they could let us go.
Really? Oh. I could never work for your company.
I know, right?
Obnoxiously drunk. Like, if you get past the point... Like,
oh, well, that's fine, because
I can be terminated.
I don't get obnoxiously drunk. I'm just obnoxious.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
naturally obnoxious.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was cool. I mean, again, the pizza was cool. The people that we met, or that I met, were interesting to just kind of get perspective on, like... Because I hear names, like, oh, yeah, like, this person said this. And so now I kind of, like, have a face to me to, like, match the two. And then you guys remember talk about it, but we didn't do the December nights, which for the listeners is a San Diego specific holiday extravaganza where it's
a really big deal,
right? Yeah. In Balboa Park, they basically deck the halls, and there's a shit ton of people. So we did that on Saturday night instead of on Friday night, but we also went to the Little Italy tree lighting. Just because it's down the hill, right? And I remember I saw something it was like an advertisement online or the news or whatever, and it was like, here's all the things that are happening in San Diego, and I was like, oh, Little Italy tree lighting, that's cool. December nights, that's cool. And excuse me, then on the 10th is like it's like the parade of boats downtown, which I was like, that is also cool. So I was like, cool, I got all these things. And so we walk down to Little Italy, and we go to a restaurant called Rovino.
Oh, yeah.
Which, it wasn't bad.
Next to the waterfront.
Yeah, I had lasagna, and it was actually pretty tasty. It was a little hit or miss with, like, whether they would have, like, got our order right, because the guy was a little aloof. But we had a really tasty bruschetta with, like, goat cheese and, like, caramelized onions. But the tree at Little Italy was like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Like, I was expecting this ginormous, like, thick, voluminous tree. It was not. And the crowd obviously like swarmed to it. It was at 6:30, and they had, I think, like the association, Little Italy Association or something. They did speeches, and the crowd was like, "Fuck this!" And so they started chanting like, "Light the tree, light the tree, light the tree."
Well, they were going through. It was like one of those moments of like saying thank you to everybody who had helped. They had a priest show up to like do a blessing.
They blessed, and I was like, I didn't sign up for that. But my thing, I was like, and this is why America is wrong, because you can't go to a tree lighting and have someone give a little speech. without having them
it was like
be
a
obnoxious.
15-minute speech, though.
Oh, that's
it's like
a
know
little
your
much.
audience, kind of telling chill. Like know your audience. Like
people got things to do.
Keep it short if you want to, because it became like a pat on the back to themselves, like go us for putting this on kind of thing.
Yeah,
and that's why everybody.
And I know they had like a street fair too, like they had vendors.
Yeah, it was. It basically, I think, was like the farmers market. If you've been to the
like a nighttime farmers market or
Joe
something.
was hoping for a Hallmark moment, and
I wanted some fake
Coronado
ass
last
snow.
night. I heard the Coronado tree line was really beautiful.
Okay, we're doing that next year.
But like, here's the thing: like, so many things going on in one weekend at one time,
and we have a Christmas tree, another Christmas tree,
another
club.
Christmas tree.
I was supposed to go to a Messiah sing-along today.
Oh, what is that?
You know,
for
like
Jesus?
Handel's Messiah.
Okay, yeah.
The Master Chorale was putting on not just a performance, but if anyone who knows it brings their book and sings with them.
That would be fun.
Oh, you've told me about that.
Well, if you want to go, there's another one next week.
Okay.
You can come with me.
You have to read music.
Yeah, please go with him because I don't want to go.
Well, next weekend, because like every weekend in December is usually packed. So like we did December nights, and then was that everything? Yeah, we did December nights, and we get there and we were like, we're good. Because it's like a lot of people.
And if you get there like by 8 o'clock,
which is when we were
so crowded.
Yeah.
So we went like at 6 on Friday.
Oh yeah.
And it was just quiet enough that
Yeah.
we could go into even and have like a glass of wine and a drink in the beer garden area.
Yeah.
We got some food and then like sat and watched the Game and Chorus perform. So it was fun. And by the time we left, it was a zoo. And
there were lines everywhere. Like I really wanted to try. There was like a beignet tent. But there were so many lines. So we went to the house, like the little village houses are really cool, and then we went to the French one, and Nick got a hot chocolate, and they had ginger snaps, and I was like, these are really hard ginger snaps. So I dipped the ginger snap in the hot chocolate, and it was like Swiss Miss, but it was really good. So they became less snappy. And then today, speaking of Coronado, we went to Coronado to just kind of like walk around, and we landed up at a little diner, which I don't know what it's called. I'm really bad at remembering where we went, apparently. Clayton's.
Oh, I love Clayton's.
Yeah.
They
And
have like a little taco burrito place around the corner from there, just past the coffee window.
Yeah. Oh,
so
we were wondering what that little window was because it was like, is this like quick orders?
No, it's just a coffee window for you to walk up and get your stuff.
It was like total diner vibe.
Yeah, Clayton's is really
and
delicious.
it was really tasty. I got biscuits and gravy, which I was actually really impressed with. Like, I didn't know, because they had like various menu items. I was like, oh, should I get chilaquiles? And I was like, not at a diner.
We were going to go just eat somewhere around Coronado Hotel. Some of the places were closed for private things or whatnot.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, let's walk over to the Henry. The Henry had a 50-minute wait. So then we walked.
That's not bad.
That's not too bad. We were trying to also play time to then go to see Beyonce.
It was 30 to 40 minutes.
So then we walked to Clayton's. They had space at we just sat there.
Okay.
So
Did you see the Dell all lit up though?
It's
during the daytime.
During the day they don't turn the lights.
No, but like the tree inside.
Yeah. It's
and then the ice skating
so
rink.
Beautiful.
Like there was a woman that looked just like my mom. And she had a blue shirt and it said coach on the back of her shirt. So I think she worked for the ice skating rink or like was volunteering. And I said it to my mom and I was like, I found your doppelganger. And she's like, oh my God, that does kind of look like me.
She was on the ice by herself with a coach shirt.
But she was twirling and I was like, Michelle Kwan would be jealous of you. And then we went and saw the movie with you and now we're here. So that was my week. How was yours?
Oh God, I don't know. We went over what we did December nights. My favorite thing actually is when December nights is going on. I like to sit out on our porch and watch the traffic.
Oh,
because I think it is
our
like
street is a feeder street, and it is.
Oh, people walk from here to the park.
No. Like, well, that and they also like
drive.
The traffic backed up here.
Oh my God!
Instead of driving down Park Avenue,
they drive down Robinson.
Down here, thinking we'll go to Upus and cut over, not realizing that everybody thinks the same.
Was
thing.
it gridlocked?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
I love it. Out there just like sipping a hot drink, watching them.
A hot toddy.
It's not my place, but
everybody likes our house though. All that.
Yeah,
we had a lot of people commented.
Yeah. We have our house all lit up and everything, and we have our ornament that we put outside. And
you do the big red ball. Is it lit up?
It is lit up. It has little lights in it.
Your wreath's in the way.
Yeah.
That almost sounded like urethra.
So, all right. So
wait, hold on. I wasn't here for your Thanksgiving. How was the food?
Oh, it was good. I think we we made a couple of new dishes that we hadn't tried before, and they came out really, really good. This potato, so if you're looking for a really good potato dish, look up potatoes. Romanoff. I almost said Remington, like Remington Steel, and I don't know why that came off. But
isn't that a shaving company?
Well, yeah, there's Remington Steel, but then there was also a TV show with Pierce Brosnan called Remington Steel.
Is it like a cop show?
I think it was like a spy.
Detective.
Or a detective. But anyway, so Potatoes Romanoff, Chef John on Food Wishes.
Yes.
Find the YouTube video. It is really, really good, y'all.
And easy.
Easy, and if you follow his recipe, they're going to come out so good. I'm like, this was like steakhouse potatoes, but just super flavorful and everything.
They were even good as leftovers.
And they stayed nice, even like heated up, like because when you get mashed potatoes, they tend to get kind of gummy and
they get gross.
Yeah. So and then we also made his recipe for what he calls bacorn, which is like bacon and corn, and it's like a cream corn in a way.
Is it like a dip?
It can be
it's like a
almost
casserole.
Okay. Yeah. But it's baked in a cast iron skillet and everything like that. It scared me because everything was in this one skillet, and I'm putting so much corn and cheese and everything. I was like, this thing is gonna bubble over and stuff. And I'm so scared.
It defied the laws of physics.
What's it when water is at the top of your
surface tension?
Yeah,
surface
this thing had surface tension. It was like.
Yeah, and then
did it undulating mass?
No, but it was really good. I thought everything went really well. We had Nick over, and Aiden and his girlfriend came over and stuff. So it was great. And our turkey always comes out really nicely. So
also Andy's dessert, Val was like, I cannot believe he made that. That looks so beautiful.
The tart.
The 7-layer. Yeah.
Sorry.
So was that good?
Yes.
It was good, and that was also good as a leftover.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
He made a berry pie with a crumble on top, and that's my favorite.
That was my favorite too. Yeah.
I just think that I'll never ever be able to leave Thanksgiving, and I just wish I could clone myself and eat one of your Thanksgiving dinners one day.
We can do an off Thanksgiving someday.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
In July. Thanksgiving in July.
Yeah, there you go. Why not?
Be a lot of fun.
Ooh! Oh my God! Did I just come up with an idea?
Yeah, there you go.
Thanksgiving.
Oh my God! It's so damn hot. I don't want to eat another thing.
But also, do they have turkey at that time of the year?
February. It's got to be kind of cold.
Yeah,
okay.
But that's okay.
We'll do a Valentine's
we're going
Day.
We do Canadian Thanksgiving. I think that's some other time.
We can do it when we go to our ski trip.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll cook on the ski trip. I love how you're thinking.
Well, I have nothing, no incentives for you.
Canada's October 9th, so we can celebrate Canada.
I'm down for Canada. Yeah. So that's what you've been up to.
Yeah, that's what I've been up to. So it's time for mouth to mouth.
You say that so quiet, I can't even pick it up on the recording anymore.
Mouth
there you
to
go.
Mouth. Mouth to mouth resuscitation. So what's giving you life, Joe?
I have a couple things, but the biggest thing, I'll lead up to it. So there's a show on Apple TV Plus called Monarch, and it's all about the not Godzilla. There's this whole ecosystem, Godzilla and the
kaijus,
the Titans or something. Titans. And it's kind of a spin-off, and it's hey, a TV series about the Monarch.
Is Mothra in it?
Maybe.
We haven't seen him yet.
Okay, that movie, Godzilla movie, the last one with Mothra, so good. The one where it was him. Is Godzilla a boy? Maybe. I'm assuming Godzilla's gender. But it was Godzilla came up, and then Kong, and it was this fake Titan that came from an alien. Really good show. Or a really good movie. So that TV show, and then I'm also really liking how it's getting colder, and it requires a jacket. Even though I'm in shorts.
Yeah.
And then my last one, which is my favorite one, is the expulsion of George Santos.
He was so salty too.
Well, okay, let me tell you. So it was on Friday, and I have nothing better to do with my life, and so I was watching the live like House votes, and so I should learn how this works. But like, it was the motion to like do the vote or whatever.
Right.
Like, you have to do the thing to like take the vote.
Right.
And so I was really confused because it was like it barely passed, and I was like, wait, what? And then they're like, okay, now we're going to vote to expel. And I was like, oh my God, this is really stressful. And then he got the like majority, and I was like, thank God.
Yeah, he walked out before they finished voting.
Yeah.
Like,
and they said, oh, why would I want to be here? They're all like liars.
And when he's doing when he's out there doing the press conference, he was like, I just realized I don't have to say anything to you guys. I don't have to answer any of your questions.
But wait a second. Like, this is the bad thinking behind all of that. You knew this was coming.
Right.
So you had time to plan.
I don't think he did. I think he was so delusional. Like, it's what was a drag delusion? Who said that? Mistress Brooks or whatever?
Yeah.
He had a case of drag. Katara Ravine or whatever had a case of drag delusion.
Yeah. Like, no idea that this was something that you could, if you said the right things and went out of it, there's life after it,
I mean, I was texting my friend Matthew, and he was joking.
Life after Congress?
They're like, that George Santos will have like a podcast or something now, and like just still get money. And I'm like, America. He probably will.
I think he's going to date that guy. Who was the guy?
He's married.
Gay and like was really offensive to gays forever, and then all of a sudden, one
of the congressmen that turned out being gay.
Not Wiener, but it was like I know who you're talking about.
They're going to get together and they're going to do a podcast together.
They probably
do not subscribe. Do not like. Do not subscribe.
That's the name of the podcast.
Ew, no, don't give them ideas. He's obviously a listener. We don't want you, George. What are you obsessed with?
He was a listener, not anymore.
Right. Because we expelled him or whatever.
So what I'm looking for right now is there's season 2 of Fisk, which is this show out of Australia about a woman who is in probate law. It is so funny. I love it. And the second season's out finally, so I'm living for that. And I think that's really it. And besides,
I have one more for you to talk about.
Okay,
which is the real life Squid Games.
Oh yeah. Squid Game the challenge. Of course, we're like so into that right now, and it's really good. We've been watching it, and I'm like, it is interesting. Dynamics on everything, so I'm just like, they really know how to build up suspense on that show too.
Okay, I have questions because they obviously don't die.
No,
they do it in a way that kind of still honors the original story, like because in the original dramatization of it, people died.
Yeah,
right?
They were shot. Yeah,
so they have like in the first game, they have ink packs. And the ink pack explodes. And when they do it, they're supposed to fall down.
Oh, God.
So whenever they die, the ink pack goes off. But if they're eliminated, then they're walked out of, if they're in the dorm, they're walked out of the dorm.
But honestly, it doesn't take away from the dramatics of it. Like, they did the marbles game, and they did it in such a way that you just, your heart was breaking for all of these people.
Oh, wow. So it's not like Wipeout.
I've only watched the first one, you all.
Yes.
I gotta keep watching it.
I fucking love Wipeout.
So I used to like Wipeout too, but not anymore. But
is it still on?
Yeah, Nicole Byer is now.
Yeah. No, the first two guys, whoever the original, that was really good. I didn't know Nicole Byer.
The congressman's name was Aaron Schock.
There you go. Yes, Aaron Schock,
and that was no shock to us.
All right, so we got this game. And we were looking at, because I was on Instagram and I saw this one called Delve, and it was a bunch of questions that you can ask that starts conversations. Well, that pack was kind of expensive, and they made it difficult to order. So we went on Amazon and we found this one called Table Topics, and so it's just you can get them in different series. There's a teen one.
Do they have one after dark where it's all sex questions?
Oh, let's check.
Well, this is kind of...
Well, this one is kind of like that, because this one is...
Is it adult risque?
This is not your mom's dinner party
question.
So they're a little bit more adult, a little bit more thought-provoking, and
So a few years ago, we had a friend. People who are now friends of ours, Cody, owned like a gift shop. Right
I loved that shop.
That shop was great, and you could get like all kinds of interesting gifts.
I would go to Christmas shop there every year. It's great stuff.
So one year we had bought, and we got 2 different versions of it. One we gave to like a family member that was the clean one, and then there was like one that was a little bit more risque,
sexual.
But it was like poker chips. So you draw a poker chip out, and there'd be like a question on it.
Okay.
And it was super fun, but we couldn't find that anymore. So.
Right. So I thought this would be a cool thing to do, like pick some questions out of this table topics thing and go back and forth. Like we did this before with Never Have I Ever.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Well, because have you looked at yours?
I looked at
you
them
just gave me a stack, and I'm going into this blind.
Well, like I picked the cards out, so I know what they are.
Oh.
So I picked like 20.
Okay.
So I gave you half
each.
So, so you have 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, math. The math ain't mathin'.
So we'll see how many we get through.
Okay, let's get started.
All right.
Are you starting?
I'll start.
Okay.
Have you ever been in a physical fight?
Like,
have you thrown punches? Did anybody catch these hands?
Does a sibling count?
Did you guys punch each other?
Oh, yeah. But that's like roughhousing when you're young. I don't feel like that. So that's where it's like, I don't feel like family siblings apply. Right. But I have never in my life, like, physically been in an altercation with somebody. Because I'm very, like, not physically, I'm not averse to it, but like, the older I get, the more I'm kind of like, I could beat up somebody. Like, yeah, come for me, bitch. I will drop kick you. Say something offensive, ho. What about you? Have you? We know you have.
Yeah, I have. Especially when I was younger, I got into a lot of fights just because I'm like, I was gay.
He was scrappy.
Yeah.
If you had a theme song, it'd be "Fighter" by Christina Aguilera, exactly. And you wore the assless chaps.
He was Scrappy Spice.
But like, as I grew up, like I didn't have as many. But like as I get older, I also don't control my mouth as much, so that can get me in trouble sometimes.
Harkening back to the obnoxious comment.
Correct.
Full
circling back.
Would you fight a bitch now, though?
I would.
Thanks.
Let's
go find people to fight.
An automobile. Come on.
Exactly.
We should find people to fight.
I was about to get into a fight at Andy's concert this weekend. So I was standing in line waiting to buy a ticket
with other people,
and like a bunch of people just walked right in front of me. Just a bunch of old people just walked right in front of me, and like finally I just looked at one guy who just like walked up and then just walked right in front of me, and I'm like, excuse me, do you not see me standing here?
Oh,
he's like, well, no. Get behind me. There's one line.
Yes, Fern Paul came out. I would, but okay. I don't feel comfortable beating up old people.
Oh, you want to come at me? You're going to catch these hands.
Oh,
okay.
They do not discriminate.
I don't discriminate on age, sex.
Cut to the news headline: Young, hot, attractive man Paul Smith pummels an old elderly person.
And I'd be like, he wanted to catch these hands.
At barbershop quartet contest.
In North County.
In church.
I mean, the Bible is pretty gruesome. Okay. Oops, it's upside down. Oh. Is public nudity beautiful or inappropriate?
It depends on what you look like. No.
I think those are two separate questions.
Right.
I have my answer.
I think it can be beautiful as long as it's not offensive. You know, like if it's at a nude beach and that's what everybody was doing, great. But like the guys who sit out naked in San Francisco on the corner of the Castro.
Oh,
like, do we really need that? Like right out there, like that. Like,
is it legal?
I think it was like in a protest or something.
No, it's not. It was just like a
for fun.
It was a statement, and so and because it was permitted people, became a thing. Like, like in front of the White House, there's all the tents. For a long time, there were the tents of the Vietnam veterans, and it just became a thing that kind of organically.
Yeah.
I think the same thing kind of happened in San Francisco. I don't know that it's still happening.
Right. I don't like streakers. I think streakers are like the guy who got naked and then busted into It's a Small World.
Yeah.
What?
That to me is not
home guys
okay.
on the registered sex offenders
right,
list now.
That is not okay, bro.
Oh.
But that's also there's children. It's the wrong environment.
Right, exactly.
But also, it was a small world for him.
Okay, is the water cold in there?
After all.
I would say for me, it is, and also it depends, because when you said as long as it's not offensive, I find some naked people they shouldn't be naked. And that offends me. But I think that artsy, if it were artistic, where if you have an elderly couple that did a naked photo shoot, obviously it's a photo shoot, but that's loving and artistic. You know what I mean?
Artisanal, if you will.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
I would say I think both. It can be beautiful and inappropriate. You said streaking. Have you ever been streaking?
I have not.
I've done it once, but it was dark and it was at night and it was in a park.
And you had to, and it was cold. I just got off It's a Small World.
And no one saw anything.
It was a magic kingdom.
Yes.
Where was this?
Arbolado Park in Northern California. I think it was me.
Oh my god, I saw your wanted poster there.
Yeah. It was me, my friend Rachel, and my friend Bethany, and me and Rachel got fully naked, and Beth, I think, just was in her bra and underwear.
Boo.
I know.
You got naked with your girlfriends?
Yeah.
Huh.
They weren't girlfriends. They were just friends that are girls.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, would you rather be 10% smarter or 10% better looking?
Well, I can't get any smarter.
Oh, and would you like to be 10% more humble?
I mean, as a lifelong learner, I would say that I would rather be 10%, I cannot speak today, 10% smarter so that I can learn how to talk. And then, if I were smarter, I would figure out a way to be more attractive.
There you go. See, that was my answer. I want to be 10%
really?
smarter, because then I can just figure out how to be more attractive.
But you can't be more attractive because you're already most attractive.
Oh, okay.
Tongue pop. The next prompt is, who was your worst boss?
Ooh.
I have had many, but you go.
I think it would have to be the couple that I worked for when I worked for Manhattan Bagel.
Oh.
Because they bought the franchise and wanted to open up in a college area. Well, they fired the guy who was the manager / head chef or baker. And then they were like, well, you can do it. And I'm like, I got stuck doing it for a couple of months, and then I just got burnt out, working all that time, and they never gave me
making
extra
bagels.
Pay. Yeah, making bagels.
Those are hard to make.
Yeah, especially when you have to boil them.
Yeah,
and
you have
then
to
put
soak them in a salt bath, right?
Right, and then you put them on wood
Jesus.
bars, and then you bake them that way. And depending on if you have to also put toppings on them and stuff.
And they were not giving you extra money?
They were not giving me extra money and everything.
And it was a really early job.
And it was I had to be up at 4 a.m. to be at the bagel place before 5 because we opened at 6:30, and I had to make the bagels and stuff. So yeah.
How far away? Were you close?
Oh yeah, I was right around the corner.
Okay.
So I could walk. I actually would walk to work.
Okay.
But then I'd be there until 6 o'clock at night.
That's a long day.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, and Paul doesn't talk about a lot of bad. Legitimately, they must be bad because that's one of the jobs he's talked about hating. Even
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, I legitimately hated it, and I hated them.
But you still like bagels, right?
I still love bagels.
Okay, good.
Bagels are my favorite.
He loves a schmear.
I love a schmear.
With lox. For me, I have two. And it's not that they were bad people, but they just were absent. I feel in corporate America, you either make or break it based off of your boss. And so I've had a couple bosses that just were not really there. You know what I mean? Where it's like, hey, I need some help, and they like just wouldn't answer, or like they would ghost me. And then another boss was just not a nice person.
Okay.
And I think he was also homophobic. And I was like, why did you hire me? Girl.
Okay, so what stereotypes of your minority group do you fit?
Big dick. No, for like, what is, I don't know what, I'm not a minority group.
I mean,
You're a gay man.
You're a gay man.
I was like Italian.
You're an Italian.
I think, I think stereotypically for being a gay man, I like Drag Race, but I think all the other ones don't really apply. Like, yeah.
Okay.
I would say Drag Race are stereotype. Like, I like dancing to pop music.
What about Italian?
Well, I would say for Italian, loud. Like, 100% I'm a loud person. I talk with my hands. And like, yeah, I would say those two.
Okay.
What are yours?
I think like I do fit into somewhat of an effeminate qualities and stuff. And I do like music, culture, all that, fashion, things like that. For Filipino, I do feel like because there's a stereotype of us always only working in hospitality, and I do fit into that because that, like, my thing is I love hospitality. And
is that
stuff,
really a stereotype?
Yeah, because a lot of Filipinos, they work.
I know they're nurses
in hospitality because it's an easy industry to get into. So like that's why you see a lot of them in hotels, cruise ships, things like that. Because there's vocational stuff there in the Philippines that they can take classes, and then they'll get hired
Over here.
overseas to do stuff, and then they send that money back to their families.
Oh, I feel like...
and I also very like big on like, having to help my family and being close to my family and stuff like that. So,
But I think that is like very much like Asian culture, right?
right. So.
But I feel like those are not bad stereotypes.
No, I'm
Those
like
are good.
I don't eat dog, so like
Do they
that's
eat dog in the
that's a
Philippines?
stereotype and myth. Yeah, that Filipinos eat dogs. I mean, I don't know. But.
You're like, we don't eat dogs, we eat cats, we're cultured. We're civilized.
Yeah, exactly.
I got my taboo, I'm good, girl. All right, what body part... Wait, what was the question that you asked? Did I answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay, what body part are you most attracted to?
Ooh, okay. So I'm very attracted to legs.
Ooh.
Specifically lower legs, just below the knee, like calves and stuff like that. 'Cause I feel like if you have nice calves, that's probably very sexy. Yeah.
A nice ankle moment?
Yeah, a nice little ankle,
Like a nice calf with an anklet?
Yes.
That's all. Paul is like sopping wet of being turned on.
When you're out in the sun, you get a calf tan.
I also like thighs. I think
Yeah,
they're really
you
cool.
are.
And then like whatever, like if I like the bicep, but only when it's like in a shirt where the sleeve ends just right above where the biceps is.
Oh, and you can see it curled.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that is like that's hot.
There you go. A nice muscle tee.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
For me, I think like a nice rack, a nice developed pectoralis.
Okay.
And then I think for me also is eyes. Like if
Okay.
you have like a nice, like Nick has really pretty eyes, and I like his eyes a lot.
Okay.
And then I think body parts, I would say, just like the overall torso.
So, do you know what what body part is the last to die?
Your eyeballs?
Your penis.
It's your eyeballs.
Your brain?
You know why? Because they dilate.
Oh, stop it! Stop it! I like that a lot.
I was gonna believe you.
I think you are alive, like, even after you're dead, like, your brain's still functioning. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's
All
the
right.
next one?
So, which non-politician would make the best president?
Like a celebrity?
It doesn't matter.
Anyone who's not a politician.
Fuck, that's a lot of people.
I have one too, actually.
Okay, well then go ahead.
Yeah, you guys go while I think.
I vote for Colin Powell.
Oh, interesting.
I always thought he was a general, so he's used to leading people, but I just thought he was one of those people who didn't take one of the extreme political sides, and he would be a very good paternal leader. He was African American, so he would appeal to a broad range of people. And he was also a war hero.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yep.
What about you, Nick?
The Rock.
Oh my god.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Because he's like apparently been like
Asked,
romanced
yeah.
on both sides to like possibly run for office, and the fact that he like was like, yeah, maybe I'll do it 1 year. Right now, I'm focusing on my family.
Oh god.
Okay.
Wait a second, though. You can't do that after doing the Disney Jungle Cruise movie. I'm just like, I cannot take you seriously.
I'll vote for you.
Those were good movies.
I love them.
I would say maybe Oprah.
Okay.
But like, I feel like Taylor Swift is kind of like an influential politician right now because she's like, go vote, and her fans do that.
Right.
And like, they follow her to death. So like, but I feel like Oprah, I don't know. I feel she's like, she's been through a lot, and she's like a maternal person. I don't think she has kids, but like, she's just kind of, she's Oprah.
She nurtures.
She's what?
She nurtures.
Yeah, and she I think she cares about people. So, and plus I just like Oprah.
Plus, she's connected. She knows everybody.
I mean, she got the money.
She knows The Rock. They can
knows
run
The
together
Rock.
on the
They
same
can-
ticket.
There we go.
Oh my god, you're right. Who would you pick?
Michelle Obama.
Oh, hands down.
100%.
She's borderline not a politician. I mean, she might be a politician.
Hey, she never ran for any kind of office, so
She would be an amazing.
She's amazing. I
Yeah.
would actually
Love her.
I
and
get
she's got
right
great
behind her.
arms.
And she's like 6 foot
But
tall.
only in a short shirt. with her
Exactly.
Right? Oh, well, would it be hard to watch her to give a presidential speech because you'd be attracted to her arms?
Exactly.
I can't. Sorry, Andy, you have to turn off the TV. Okay, the next word. The next prompt is your personal credo? Credo. Oh, God. If your personal credo were an acronym, what would it be? What's a credo?
Like, what's your motto, what you live by?
It has to be an acronym.
An acronym? This is a lot of, like, things that involve brain. An acronym is, like, a spelling of something.
For Joe, it'd be KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yes. No.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Mine would be the 5 Gs. Good God, girl, get a grip.
We'll jump into that one.
What do you consider kind of your guiding principle? What's your before?
Mine
you
would be
get to the
fart. Find a really... No. Find...
Rich.
A respectable
Yeah, find a respectable...
teammate.
to say, find a rich top.
Oh, there you go.
Just remember, fart. Find a rich... Hey, that works.
There you go. Okay. All right.
Okay. Credo.
So, what's your guiltiest pleasure?
I don't have guilty pleasures because I take pride in all that I do.
Excuse me.
But I would say
Okay,
guilty
Beyonce.
pleasure. Wow. My biggest aspiration in life would be... No, that's from Pretty Hurts.
You know who says that is the person that has a really guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like... I mean... I don't think trash TV... Oh, I love watching people fall ice skating.
Okay.
Like, it brings me so much joy. And I was having, like, kind of an off week this week. And because I was just like, oh, well, like, I'm not really doing anything. And I was telling Nick, like, I went to Liberty Station. And I was like, I went and I saw people falling in ice skating. And it didn't make me laugh. But when we were at Coronado today, there were some fallers. And I was like, this is good. But that's not like a thing. But okay, that's my guilty pleasure.
Okay.
Because I don't want to be like, or just I think watching people fall in general.
In general.
Yeah, just like, because it's so bad that you can't not look, but then you like have to, and it's like, oh, that's kind of funny. Wait, what was yours?
Mine is there is this. I've talked about this before. There is a dish I call kitchen sink.
Oh, okay.
And it's basically a rice pilaf, Uncle Ben's rice pilaf with chicken and seasoned
Italian salad dressing.
creamy Italian salad dressing, feta cheese, shredded lettuce, seasoned croutons, Texas-sized croutons, and then it gets wrapped up in a tortilla, and you eat it that way.
Yes.
And it's
we
delicious.
never had that.
I will also say turkey pot pie.
Oh, and turkey pot pie.
With a piece of white bread.
With white bread, because I dip the white bread in the turkey
There
pot
you
pie.
go. If it's food guilty pleasures, I think eating like Betty Crocker icing from the whatever canister.
From the canister, okay.
Oh, so good. And then also raw cookie dough. Eating raw cookie dough. I know it's not good.
I love raw cookie dough.
I do too.
I know it's not good because you get salmonella, but like, it's just so good.
You only live once, bitch.
And I've already had it, so screw you, salmonella. I don't think you're immune to it though.
No.
Yeah. Okay. What's the most likely reason you would lose your job?
Oh, this mouth.
I was just gonna say.
This mouth.
For me, exactly. If I were to be obnoxious and say something wrong,
You took me one step too far.
what'd that mouth do?
What'd that mouth do? Get me fired. Okay, so how long can food be on the ground and still be fair game for eating?
Depends.
Is it cookie dough?
Like, I don't know. I mean, I know there's like the 5-second rule, but like, oh god, this is gonna sound so bad, but like, I have thrown out like cookies before in the trash, and then I'm like, man, I'm like, oh, I kind of wanted them, and I went back in, and then I ate them, and this is like, oh god, this is so embarrassing. But it had been like after, oh god, okay, whatever. We're friends, and this is being open and honest. Like, it was from Lazy Acres, and they had these like, they were chocolate chip cookies, and it was like, I got like 2 or 3, and I was like, I can't finish these, and I had also had pizza. And they come in like, you have to, it's by the slice or whatever, and so like the pizza was like, I almost finished it, and like the crust was left, and I put ranch in the little thing to dip, and I had like thrown the pizza thing over, so the ranch like would have dripped onto the cookies. They didn't, but like I had to maneuver around that to get the remnant of the cookie. So I would say it depends. Like if it is like a stuffing or like something that isn't doesn't have like shape, like it's hard to get, but like. It also depends on the floor, because if it's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, like the half that falls on the floor, I'm not having that. But I'll dig through the trash for a cookie.
Do you eat the peanut butter and jelly like with only one?
No,
pizza?
but like so like I've had times where like I've making something, like I've made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and like the peanut butter, like I don't know how it like jumped off, obviously, and then it always will land
bottom.
like peanut butter side on the bottom.
When you make your peanut butter and jelly sandwich, do you do one piece of bread peanut butter, one piece of bread jelly?
Yes.
Or
That's called marriage.
oh god.
Wait,
Wait, how do you do it?
I do peanut butter
and then you put
jelly on top of it.
Oh, you're crazy.
I do that too, actually.
Thank you.
Oh my god,
It'd
you
be
guys are
weirder.
serial killers.
It'd be weirder if you were putting jelly on bread. Like
It's gonna be on it eventually. Okay, so
Maybe
I would
should do that though. Maybe I should put the jelly on the
yeah,
other side.
it's the right way to do it. I would say within reason. At the moment that the food is touched the ground, with my like not jurisdiction, with whatever I feel at the moment, I'll honor that.
Paul likes a clean top.
Yeah, exactly. So
What
for
about
me,
you?
If I'm at work, it's 0 seconds because once it falls on the ground, it's no longer fair game.
Yeah.
If I'm at
Why?
home,
Wait, why?
because that's
Is it
Been to a
dirty?
restaurant kitchen before?
in a restaurant industry, you can't do that. That's gross.
Because of
Yeah.
like health violations?
Correct. So, but if it's at home, I think it depends on what the item is. Because if it's something that's cooked and I'm still baking it, I can just throw it back in the pan for a second and then cook it.
Oh, like a protein or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
So-
and you like rinse it off?
Yeah.
What did they
I'm
say?
just gonna pat it
God
clean.
made dirt don't hurt.
You know, it was really funny because I bake a lot at home, obviously, but one like a year ago, one of my chorus friends came over to bake with me, and she's like really careful.
Really?
And it was very eye-opening, like to see her be so hyper sanitation concerned, like for
Really?
a home cook.
Really?
like
Meticulous.
very meticulous and very appropriate. Like it was very much more like a restaurant.
Interesting.
But like,
I feel like it takes the fun out of it.
Not that strict, but you all eat my food anyway. So and
it's
nobody's
baked.
died yet.
There's always tomorrow.
I bake it enough that it kills off whatever.
Right, bacteria. Listen, we're all made of bacteria anyway. Okay. Oops. What type of stealing is okay?
Stealing of my heart.
I was gonna say that!
Stealing home.
You take my breath away. Okay. So you all know this because I've already talked about this. I was actually arrested for shoplifting at a Target.
Last week. I'm kidding.
It was earlier today. Surprise, listeners, we didn't see Renaissance. We were bailing Paul out of jail.
But, like, so I when I was younger, stealing was fine. Now that I'm older, I'm like, stealing is not okay.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to think about, like, hey, like, the logical thing to do and, like, the right thing to do, stealing is not okay. But, like, there are some folks that, like, are maybe, like, working 5 jobs and they still can't afford any food. And, like, maybe they don't have access to, like, local food pantry or something.
And your name is Jean Valjean?
Mm-hmm. I was waiting. And you got 20 fucking years for stealing a goddamn loaf of bread. For real.
I'm so impressed that you know that story now.
Right. Yeah. I would say no.
To combat stealing now, stores are going back to people checking you out rather than
self-checkout.
Because they've had so much stealing, or shrinkage as they call it.
I was like, shrinkage?
The guy at the It's a Small World had a lot of shrinkage too. He wanted a real person to check him out.
He got a boat full of kids.
He had been doing self-checkout for way too long.
Lord.
Well, I mean, we're getting towards the end of our hour, so...
Oh my gosh. Well, we have some time. I have a couple left.
Okay.
Do you like them? Do you want to do this?
I'm blind. I don't know. I'm not blind. I'm. All these cards are blind to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like
so lightning round then.
Yeah. So what topic do you know more about than anyone else in the room?
skincare.
That's probably true. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Skincare.
Oh.
I think that's true.
Or like biopharmaceutical manufacturing. But hey, you guys may know. I'm not going to claim specialty.
I could tell you all about gun regulations.
There you go. What about you? Wait, what would yours be?
Mine
called?
would be like oral surgery or comics.
Oral.
Specifically the X-Men.
And Nick,
Definitely
yours
oral
would be
surgery.
power bottoming.
Yeah. Exactly.
Being a pig.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're sorry, listeners. Baxter is playing with a toy.
No.
Probably
It's
hear
your
the
butt
squeaking.
plug. It's fine. Paul's
It's
farting
Vicks.
out his butt plug. Right. That's
I'm working on it.
right.
Yeah.
Wait, was that mine?
No, that was mine.
Okay. Oh God. What alcohol can you never drink again?
For me, it's Jägermeister.
Same.
Yeah, I can have it when it's in a drink, like the one at Moe's with the frozen cocktail, like the frozen slushy. But
No.
Jägermeister, I can't do anymore. It's not. And Goldschlager.
Was that because of a bad night?
Yes, like it was the reason why I was end up throwing up in my friend's lawn.
Oh
one
no!
time, yeah.
But like a lot of people used to do that with like tequila. Once you did tequila, you could never drink it again.
Well, and like Goldschlager, it's just like
With the gold specks.
With the gold specks in it.
Because that's the cinnamon. That's the cinnamon one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously don't drink anymore, but like there are two very like vivid, specific things that like if I smell to this day, I will almost puke. And one of them is tequila, and the other is any flavor of Four Loko.
Oh, okay.
Like, did you guys ever have Four Loko?
No.
Okay. There was a peach flavor. Oh God, I'm like just like, and there's like artificial peach flavor is like really like, if it smells like that, I can't be around it because I will like almost puke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Andy? Is there one?
You know, so not really, because I never drink that much that I've gotten that sick. Although, like, I do have like college remembrance. They used to do Everclear with Hawaiian Punch.
Oh my God.
That was
That shit's 99 proof or 99%.
That was a big thing in Texas, but people would throw up. We call it the Technicolor yawn because people would throw up all kinds of colors.
Oh God!
Yeah, because Everclear is like almost 100% alcohol.
Yeah, it is, and it is so bad for you. Like in many states, you can't even.
It's
buy
outlawed.
In Texas, it was allowed. So that was a thing that got a lot of people sick, and because if they had that at a party, like. All over campus and the dorm, you would find evidence of someone throwing up. So that
my God.
Like, turn my stomach. For sure.
Although I will say, if you're trying to be not frugal, but like cash aware in Vegas, you can go to Fat Tuesdays and get an ad shot, and it's Everclear, and so you get double because Everclear is like 2 shots. So there you go.
Wow. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, you're 19 years old. Threw it up.
Wow.
Even though I wasn't drinking when I was 19. Ugh.
So now, beyond alcohol, though, there are definitely certain foods that I cannot eat because of getting sick, and one of them is Catalina dressing.
Really?
Yes. And Green Goddess dressing.
Oh, like any form?
Well, like the Catalina is that kind of
the orange one, right?
Yeah, like the orange, creamy, tomatoey.
Oh, it's okay. I like
it's
a Catalina. Yeah, like a zesty Catalina.
And it was totally because of like. High school cafeteria made me sick.
Really?
In my brain, it connected feeling sick
so
to
food.
that.
Yeah. I don't have any foods particularly.
You never had a bad shrimp or a bad clam?
Oh, I've thrown up stuff before, but I still go eat it. Like, I had like really bad Thai food and it gave me food poisoning and I just went back to the same place.
Baxter's playing the under the couch game. He likes to drop toys under the couch, and then it's really fun to have you go get it.
All right.
Do you want
to do one more each?
We're going to do one more each, yes. Okay. If you had to obtain $1 million by illegal means, how would you do it?
Sex work.
Same.
Oh, girl, you'd be so hungry.
I know. I would love to be like a street worker, but I don't think anyone would buy it.
Just do OnlyFans these days.
No, because you have to have like a following before. Yeah, I would say sex work.
Okay.
Just because I know how to have sex and like it, you know.
But how would you make $1 million with sex work?
Lots of sex, because I obviously can't charge a premium, so I'd have to be spreading a lot.
Volume, not
quantity, not quality.
What about you, Paul?
Sex work, but I'd only do it once for $1 million.
Who would pay that?
You don't know.
Yeah, Andy Smith would pay it.
Just show those, just like a body part.
Yeah.
You make it on elbows.
I want to show them my calves.
Yeah.
Okay,
So.
final question is, what's the worst place you've had to relieve yourself?
Oh, the closet at my friend's house.
You peed in their closet?
I peed in their closet. Okay, so picture it. Sicily. No. So I'm like,
you got some nice friends living in Sicily.
No, I'm like 14, 15 years old, and I just started. It was like the summer before high school, and like we were taking summer school, and I kind of reconnected with a guy that I was friends with in elementary school. He started coming to my high school, so we like started hanging out again. He really liked this girl. Well, he couldn't have the girl over unless I was there. Because his mom...
Okay.
His mom... This is the first time I've heard of two lesbians being married.
Mom math?
Yeah. And so, So they were like, it's fine as long as you have another friend there. And, if it was Paul, that's great. So... I think they must have known that I was gay or something.
Right.
So she would come over and then they would put me in the closet. Imagine that, I was already in it, figuratively and literally. And then I had to use the bathroom, but they were like really making out really hard. Oh. So I was just like, I'm just going to pee here on your shirt. On this pile of clothing, and then that's going to have to be it. So,
but was it a lot of pee?
It was quite a bit.
A lot of volume.
What about you?
I, driving from Northern California to Southern California, this is before I didn't drink anything or like eat anything the day of, but like I had a bottle of Gatorade. And then I remember vividly, like, there's a point on Highway 5 coming south where it looks like a Cat in the Hat building.
Okay.
And I had to pee. I was like, but I don't want to pull over. So I was like, well, I have a Gatorade bottle. So I, like, went into the right lane and, like, put on cruise control at, like, 65 degrees, and I peed in the bottle while I was driving.
Degrees.
65 miles per hour. But, yeah, that would probably be it.
So I had an experience like that. When you go through prostate cancer treatment, like one of the things is
you got to pee a lot, right?
You'll pee a lot, but all of a sudden it will come. The urge will come, unlike anything you've ever experienced in your life.
Really,
like, out of the blue, you go from 0 to 60.
Yeah,
I did a lot of, I still do a lot of demos on calls, and they can go 2 hours.
Wow. Oh no.
And so, thank God, I had a big Starbucks coffee. So literally during a demo, I had to pee in a coffee cup during the demo. Didn't miss a beat.
No one knew, right? Well, because you're not on video. Can you imagine if you're on video? You like pull up a coffee cup and it's yellow Starbucks.
And that was the thing. I had to put that on another part of the room because I did not want to make that mistake.
Oh my God! I mean, I will say like on long bike rides, like you're not able to access bathrooms, but you just pee like in like bushes somewhere, which is normal.
Well, yeah. On the like Tour de France, they just like whip it out while they're biking,
or they pee themselves. Yeah. It's crazy.
Well, like when they do marathons, they just crap themselves.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. That's it's a no from me, dog.
All right. So before we wrap up, do you have I heard you had an I Spy.
Yeah. So I think just travel. Like I don't know, and this is more like of a rant, but like so my I Spy is just like people who don't know how to travel, and I flew up. And there was a woman that sat next to me, and she like was just trying to talk to me the whole time. And I had my headphones, and I'm like, "You obviously don't know like spatial cues." And like, then she was like on the phone as the door closed, and the like flight attendants were like, "Ma'am, you have to turn off your phone." And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh my God, this is going to be a flight." And then she kept trying to unbuckle her seatbelt, and they're like, "Ma'am, you can't unbuckle your seatbelt." And then the kicker is she was on my fucking flight back, and she sat next to me on the fucking flight back. But my I Spy is just unaware travelers, I would say.
Okay.
And then that gave me an idea of a business venture where I would love to create a company where we verify that you can travel good, and you get maybe pay $20 where you get to surpass and get on a plane of like pro travelers, so you don't have to deal with people like that.
Yeah, so there should be, like, I saw this as a meme, it's like, there should be 2 lines at the airport. One for people who have traveled before, and others who have never gone outside their house
like,
ever.
I'm sorry, if you're in TSA and you're like, I can't have a bottle of water. No, bitch.
It's been that way for, like, 20 years.
Yeah.
Like,
so, yeah, that's my
Okay. All right. Well, everybody check out, go, and it makes a great gift for you, your loved ones, your family, your friends, your mail person, anyone you want. It's called Table Topics, and like I said, they had different kinds that you can choose from.
This one is not your mother's.
Not your mother's dinner party. And they even have specific ones like food or technology, things like that.
Oh,
so
interesting.
I know I want to get the food one.
That would be fun to do with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get that, and then we can do that.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Tabletop tennis part 2, or what? Tabletop tensions? What is it called?
Table topics.
Table topics.
Yeah. So, all right, everyone, have a great week. Thanks.
Special thanks to Andrew Smith and Nick Stone for producing the show. If you like us, please follow us at tugayspod on Instagram and visit us online at tugayspod.com. You can find us anywhere you can stream podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know topics you'd like to hear. And always remember, stay safe, stay classy, stay sassy, and always stay a little bit trashy. See you next week.